Hello everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Brenda and David. We don't have no Sadie, sorry. Well, anyhow, tonight we're going to make a broccoli casserole. And I know there's a lot of them out there, but please watch out. It's got a little something different in it.
It's in the...
Well, it was in this tin. It's tearing up. I didn't want to mess with it too much.
It's one of them old ones of Mom's. That's what we're going to try to work out of. Let me see if I can get over here and just...
And thanks for the Texas apron. It's number 2. I'm going to do something special with the aprons, and you'll see it. When I start, I'll tell you.
Well, anyway. There.
It's a challenge, okay? I'll challenge myself. So let's get going on our broccoli casserole. First, I'm going to mix...
This Celica phone acts like it ain't focusing too good.
Celica. Celica. He thinks he got his fixed. Watch him mess up the recipe.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
I thought it's fixed, but I don't know. This will be the first try.
Oh. You should have just played around with something first, David. I shouldn't have done that like that. Now I'm going to have to mess up another plate or a bowl.
Well, get your directions back out over there or whatever.
That's not what I mean. I needed to beat them eggs up a little bit. Beat them up.
Broccoli.
A cup of macaroni, a cup of mayonnaise. That was a can of mushroom soup and a cup of mayonnaise. David, hush it when I'm trying to get this out there, okay?
All right.
And a cup of sharp cheddar. It goes in there too. And a medium onion. It goes in there too. There's a piece
Now, have you ever made this?
Of course, but not like this.
Okay, we're going from this. So we're going to start working off some of this old stuff that's in
What
that.
do you mean if I ever made this? Yeah, but you know, this one's got a little bit of a different twist than what I make it, okay?
All right, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, you will.
I mean, I'm sure I had it when I was a kid, but I don't remember. That was like 100 years ago.
And you got to beat 2 eggs. Cheese in there. Mommy would get all over me for that. Mommy, I would not do it no more. I like talking to them every now and then. Somewhere in here, I think they hear me, you know. I know they're gone, but they're in heaven, so. Okay, now. I'm going to, I can either dig for that or grab a fork. This is quicker. Now, mix that in there too.
You're making
a lot of dishes.
I know. I got to try to get you a dishwasher one of these days.
You got to mix all this up together. Looks like a concoction there, don't it?
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, don't, please, because after a while it'll be tasting real good and you'll be like, well, that's good.
We hope so.
It will be. What do you mean you hope so? You act like you ain't never ate it before.
Well, we haven't never had this recipe. It comes from out here.
It'll taste similar. So far traditional, huh? But that's okay. Everything I make's not different from everybody else. Okay, so next, here's the broccoli. Now, you cook your broccoli and cut it up, so you might as well just eat chopped. But I didn't like the chopped because it wasn't very much green in there, so you need 2 10-ounce packs and So I cut up about 10 ounces and used only one of them, and I used some fresh and I cooked it all up. You can see here. Look at all this. We wouldn't have nothing left, Tom. It was, you know, it's just, I hardly seen any green in there. You can tell that green. So I cut some up that I had and only used one of the 10 ounces. But you still need 20 ounces for this recipe. You know what would have been better was to put this and mix it all in together, I think.
Would the instructions say that?
No, you just have to pour this over it.
Now, when I went to the store to get this stuff for you, well, me and you both, it had to be exactly everything on here, just like the way it says.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Even if you add something to it, you really shouldn't take away a whole lot unless you know for sure.
But there was
one
thing that we couldn't find, but we finally found it. It says a half a package of seasoned Pepperidge Farm.
Did we
Stuffles.
get seasoned? Yeah, herb seasoned. Is
it Pepperidge Farm?
Yes.
Okay, because you said, well, this costed a lot, but we want to make it exactly what the.
If I'm with him, our grocery bill will be more. If I'm without him, I can get by a little cheaper. He just wants to go by what's on there. Well, you make some recipes, they cost a lot to make. And this could actually add up with the cheese and the soup.
Well, it may have been a reason why Mom had that on there.
He wouldn't get the store Brenda soup. I think I went back for the store brand.
I don't think
no different in it.
Back in them days, they didn't have store brands. You had to get.
By the way, this dish was buttered. I'm sorry. If you don't hush up and let me tell my recipe.
Tell it.
That? I'm trying. You won't let me. I'm mixing it up anyway. Some, and get that work through there a little bit.
What size dish is that?
Plenty. I don't know.
You always say what size they are.
I know, but I don't know what this one is.
How many layers of glass?
It's deeper. It's probably 2 inches deep is why it's not, and it's probably about 8 or 9. I'm going to say an 8 by 6. You know what? It's a, it's Martha Stewart. That's what it is Martha Stewart. I thought it was Pyrex.
Well, next time we go over her house for supper, I'll ask her what size that pan is.
Who you going to ask?
Martha Stewart.
Why don't you? The lid says Martha Stewart, but I thought this was Pyrex. But hey, Martha Stewart, I don't know.
I know. Next time we go over to her house for supper, we'll ask her.
Well, you need one that's kind of deep. If you could put this in there, well, I guess it'd still be good if you used.
She didn't get it. Go ahead.
I did get it. Hush it. Okay, now I got a half a stick of butter and I melted it to half of the bag of the breadcrumbs. We'll go see if this is going to work. I hope it will. I hope that's enough of that butter to coat it a little bit. Should be. It's what it called for.
What is that stuff? Stuffing? Yeah, it's stuffing in it.
Yeah, it is stuffing mix. Taste. You can shut your mouth to crunch it.
I did. I don't know. It tastes like bread or something.
It's breadcrumbs, ding dong. I'm sweating. I've had the oven going because we've got that stove rocking and rolling. I'm sorry.
Hey, that stove rocking and rolling saved our butts. We've been down to single digits degrees. And tonight's a little bit warmer, but last week I had to break out some old-timey wood and put in that thing. Some of that old white oak from a long time ago.
I bet some of this is on that lid in there. I don't know. They're barely coated. Well, they feel moist. It all feels pretty moist.
Broccoli casserole.
People put all kind of things on top of here. Ritz crackers. Ritz crackers is good on it. Because they got such a good flavor. That's what I was going to use. But he said, no, do it like that. And I already got the crackers.
Well, we thought we'd try some of them old recipes from Mom's. And some Mom belonged to her grandmother.
Now, there is one thing about doing it with this size. There's a lot of breadcrumbs here together. You know, it's not spread out as much as it is compact. So you could get by with less, really, in here. I'm going to mash it down in there just a little bit so it can get coated a little more underneath there. I think it's going to be okay. It's good. Looks good. All right. It says in a 350 oven, which I got it ready.
Yeah, you got something good in there smelling already. What is it?
Just leave it alone. It's my chicken parmesan.
Oh. Oh, is this already done?
Yeah.
No wonder it smells good.
Look at the cheese on top of that. I know I like to keep it warm until...
Good day.
I didn't make very much this time of it. I usually make a lot more than that, like a pan full.
You want to read this off before you flop it in the oven?
Well, let me get it in the oven, then I'll read it off. How about that?
You want me to do it?
Oh. Thought I was going to drop it. Ow.
The other night she went to open this thing up and this whole handle just fell off.
I got mad because I was afraid it was going.
And I'm like, oh no, here we go. Yeah, but actually I fixed it pretty easy, but it looked pretty complicated there the way all that had the way it was made. But
Look, I was going to put some of that on it, but I didn't. There you go.
Well, you want to read that off then?
Okay.
Yeah.
Got 2 10-ounce packs of broccoli, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 2 eggs beaten, 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of cheese, sharp cheddar, 1 medium onion chopped, a half a pack of the Pepperidge Farm, or whatever kind you want to get seasoned, a half a stick of butter, and you cook the broccoli and drain it and cut it up, and put it in a buttered casserole dish, and then mix together the soup, eggs, cheese, onion, and mayonnaise. Mix all that together, then pour it in the casserole. I mixed it up. I wanted it to be all through it, so I mixed it up in the bowl. And a half a stick of butter, and it just says 1/2 stick of butter and mix with stuffing. So I melted a half a stick of butter, and you seen what I did. I mixed it in half a bag of the stuffing mix. And I got it moistened, and I put it on top of the stuffing. I put it on top of the broccoli. And it's 350 for 20 to 30 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
All right, just put it back in there. There's stomach. That's probably from the 60s, but there's some in there from her grandmother, so that probably goes back 100 years. So we're going to dig out a few of them here
I
and there.
doubt that one does. Everybody...
No, that one's from the 60s.
You sure?
Yeah. If it's probably 60s or early 70s.
Oh, okay.
But more likely from the 60s, I'd say probably from mid 60s. Late 60s or whatever.
Look at all them dirty dishes.
It don't matter, but anyway. Okay.
Okay.
So how long we got to let it marinate?
25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, let's see your apron one more time before we come back.
Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? That's my sweat rag.
Come over.
Is it dirty already?
All right. That's a nice apron. It sure is. I wish we could go to Texas.
What's stopping us? Oh, you work. You work and it's winter time. As long as we use one stove, we can't go nowhere in the winter.
We ain't been nowheres in years. Nowheres. And we ain't never been nowheres anyway, even if we did go somewhere. But I had a...
Even if we went somewhere, to some people, if you go somewhere, it's a few miles away, you went somewhere.
We ain't been nowhere.
You mean it's got to be across the country before you've gone somewhere, or down yonder, or wherever?
I had
It's got to be several hours away before you actually went somewhere.
All right, I got a story I want to say.
We go to Covington, Virginia, to Hot Springs. You don't think we went somewhere?
All right, I got a story I want to tell real quick. Okay, if you let me, I got a story to tell.
I might not let you.
I know.
If you're going to tell it like that, maybe you shouldn't.
All right. My great uncle was in Mission, Texas,
Cereal.
and he's from up here in the country, you know, and he went to Mission, Texas, and they named a elementary school after him, Hurley McKiff, and he's my great uncle. So he's spent a lot of time down in Mission, Texas. He was a great man. I got to meet him a few times when I was little and everything, you know, but he was a good fella, and so I just want to tell that. So maybe someday we get to go to Mission, Texas, and visit that school. Wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah.
I think might want to. I got some old pictures of him, you know, from back a long time ago. You never know. They might want a couple of those, hang them up in the library or something. I don't know. But they named it.
Been quite a while ago.
Yeah. All right.
Well, we'll see y'all in a few minutes.
Okay.
I hope it's done. So I got it out.
I got it out.
Well, I got David to get it out because this is deeper and it's slick.
And it's heavy.
And it's heavy.
A giant casserole. It does smell good.
Well, those crumbs are still crunchy, so if you don't get a lot of butter in them, they're going to be crunchy. Sorry, it's still boiling, look.
That's good enough for I might not like it.
Well, I would like to pick up some of them hard things. I don't think that's good. Well, we tried it like the recipe said, and it's possible that some of my butter was on that lid right there.
What's that mean?
Means I didn't get enough butter on that, but still yet it would be
I was thinking about that. You might not have enough butter. I don't know why.
It was enough.
They
were good and moist.
Yeah.
I hope the broccoli's done. It was a different bowl.
Smells good.
Yeah. I did cook it longer.
Why?
Because that bowl's deeper. Come on. I hope it's done. If it's crunchy, that means maybe we got to put it back in there. Still probably hot, David.
It might get kids to like broccoli, if it's any good.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. It's got a good taste to it.
Good. Well, I'm glad you like it that way.
I'm going to try another piece.
So you'll have to choose which way we like it the best. This is some recipes that was in his mom's tin. And he's been wanting us to jump in there and do some of them. Can really taste the onion in there, can't you? Tastes good. In this light, my glasses look filthy to me. I can't hardly see with it.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it.
It ain't bad at all.
Good.
I
don't think I'll like the crunchy stuff on there, but...
I think it's worth trying.
Well, I'm going to eat some, but I might not eat too much of the crunchy.
Well, I think it's good.
Okay, then.
All right, what's, and underneath that tin foil.
That's our Parmesan chicken. It's got Parmesan cheese and all
Parmesan chicken.
If you want me to put some on the plate for you, I will.
All right, go ahead and put one up there. I'm going to eat some anyway. And then we'll... Hey, I think you did real good with that, honey. It's turned out pretty good. And I'm sure people can make it different ways and it come out and taste different too, but...
I know. It really does.
All right.
This has just got spaghetti sauce and cheese.
What's all over your arm anyway?
Where? Oh, I don't know. I got up with it. It's just like these raised bruises is all it is. Maybe where I carried groceries on my arm.
Well, don't do that.
Well, I don't. When it's cold and windy, I don't want to make a bunch of trips.
You call me, I'll do it.
When was that work, I think? I don't know. No, you was on the couch. I went to the store. Anyway, y'all, give it a try like that. Make sure you moisten them really good, and maybe I should have put the foil over it.
I don't know.
That might work to keep that from getting real crunchy. I don't know,
The
but
instructions didn't say that though, did it?
So anyway, y'all give that a try and tell us what you think. Leave us some comments and share and.
The
all
next
that.
one we're going to pull out of that tin. What's it called? We done looked at a couple of them, and the next one was.
It has to do with this right here. Acorn squash. An acorn squash.
Oh, I thought that was fake.
No,
Okay,
it ain't fake.
bring it over here and I'll see it.
About 1.5 pounds, and this is because I weighed it more than 1.5 pounds because I don't know if you peel it or what. I gotta
All right,
look at the recipe.
something called an acorn squash. All right, maybe we'll get that on out here in a couple days here. Or
Yeah,
something.
we'll get that in a couple of days when this is gone.
All right.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for the apron. Well, I had the name. Oh, I wanted to tell her thank you.
They know who it is.
In Texas, I looked at your name right before the show. It's on the tag. And thank you so much for the apron. I will tell you who it is eventually, okay?
What was flickering? Was it this one behind me or this new one up here?
I don't know.
Yeah, we kind of got a little thing here.
I
We're
think it
experimenting.
was the one behind you.
All right. I think I'm gonna try to move up to LED. That seems like that's a little better setup.
That light's killing me.
All right. Okay.
Okay, y'all. We'll see you soon. God bless you all, and we love you. Stay safe out there. All this stuff's going around.
All right.
Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.
It's good though.